I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another night of iRacing action here on the National Racing Network. Tonight it will be the stars and cars of the iRacing Sprint Car Cup coming to you from Southern National Motorsports Park. My name is Chris Graham, and I am once again flying solo in the booth here, so get the comments in, keep them coming. We're looking forward to what should be a pretty darn good race here this evening. 19 cars for 60 laps. Practice already getting underway here, or excuse me, qualifying getting underway. And let's pick things up with your points leader, the number 2 Streetside Classics machine of Derek Love. D-Love sitting on 1,187 points, holding a slim 120-point lead over Jeffrey Stanton. Is lap number 1 going to go up on the board for D-Love, and it's going to be about a half second back at Jeffrey Stanton at 12.376. Stanton currently sitting in position number 2 in the championship standings. Lap number 2 for Derek Love is faster, but not good enough. 12.532 seconds. New quick time. It's going to be Jeffrey Stanton top of the board. 12.325 seconds. Let's see, who do we want to pick up next? Let's see, we'll pick up Todd Taylor. He was very quick in practice in the TNT Racing number 9 machine. Up towards the top of the speed charts over the line for lap number 2. He was 6th quick. He will move up to 2nd quick on the board. 12.460 seconds. Jarek Evans in the number 17. He was 8th quick on the board as the session got started. He's now going to move himself up inside the top 5. Pick up the number 13 Scoopco entry of Ronald Gibbons. See what the lap's going to look like here for Gibbons on lap number 1, and it will be a did not score is what it looks like. Yeah, lap 1 did not score. See what he can do here on lap number 2. It will be good enough for 7th quick at a 12.916 second lap. Tracy Petter carrying. He's the number 1 in iRating. Oh, but he's going to bail on the run and pull into pit lane. Andre Castro moves up to position number 4. Let's take a look at Evan Roy finishing up his qualification run, sliding up towards the outside wall. He's going to be in at a 12.912. Good for 9th on the provisional grid. Tracy Petter going to have to get this car way up to speed if he wants to have a shot at the front row here on lap number 2. The first lap doesn't score, and it's a 22.448. See what Tracy can do here on lap 2. This is going to be big. Lap number 2 for Tracy Petter is quick time. 12.259, 12.25 with a 9. Wild lap there for Tracy Petter, getting the hammer down in a very big way. Josh Batista, lap number 1, 13.896. Sliding up towards that outside wall, exiting turn number 2. Hooks the car back down to the bottom through 3 and 4, back to the outside wall. Lap 2 for Josh Batista will be 3rd quick, 12.362 seconds. Waiting on the 10 of Nathan Wenzel to get out onto the racetrack. Also waiting to see Ted Lee, Aaron Parsons, and Dylan Zullo with 90 seconds remaining in the qualifying order. of note, looks like Mitch Drevnovsky not entered in this race here tonight. Mitch currently sitting fourth in points with only 6 weeks counted, sitting on 944 points. So it looks like this may be another drop week for Mitch Drevnovsky. Talking about your championship standings, it is a fairly tight battle. It's only 150 points separating Derek Love from third place Tracy Petter. As we mentioned, Mitch Drevnovsky fourth, and Austin Rich Miller having a very nice season for the Indiana native, currently sitting fifth in points and only 40 back of Drevnovsky as we enter tonight's show. This race, I think, is going to be interesting in terms of who's going to score what points and how, because we're only seeing a 26.04 strength of field. Fairly low for what we've seen out of the sprint cars this season. And basically, the lower the I rate, the lower the strength of field, the fewer points on offer. So for a guy like Mitch Drevnovsky to not run tonight, he may be able to get a comparable strength of field at another point during the week. There's typically a Thursday night run, and I believe of late they've been trying to get a Saturday split put together. Let's check in the comments here. We'll see the car that Sinon is referencing here in just a moment, but love the acid green roll bars and Nerf bars. Yeah, it's we got some good looking race cars out here. That was on Ronald Gibbons' machine. Field is starting to get gridded up, so we'll get everything sorted by who's starting where. And let's see, I believe we do have a, well, maybe not. I thought we had a grid camera, but this one will suffice, as we'll get you a look at tonight's starting lineup for this 60-lap feature event here at the Southern National Motorsports Park. Starting on the pole, I forget the sponsors on him, RaceCPI.com, the number 98 of Tracy Petter. Sorry about that, Tracy. Lap of 12.259 seconds, only 67 thousandths back. Almost a really nice gap there for Jeffrey Stanton. And the Napa Auto Parts, Rockwell, North Carolina, number 94. Those cars will carry the 1 and 4, respectively, in your timing and scoring window. Row number 2, the Red Ream Rocket of Josh Batista, starting inside of that second row. And to his outside will be the number 9 of Todd Taylor. Row number 3, the 12 of James Nunn, alongside of the 3 of Andre Castro. Good to see Andre back out here. Haven't seen that name in quite a while. Derek Love of the Street Side Classics, number 2, lining up alongside of Dylan Vilashinsky on row number 4. Row 5 will be the Flow Racing, number 14 of Jonathan Letourneau, starting alongside of the number 17 of Jarek Evans. Chad Weirma lining up alongside of Evan Roy on row number 6. Couple of sponsorless race cars there. The Scoop Code, number 13 of Ronald Gibbons. There's those neon colors alongside of the Chiquita Banana, number 15 of Richard Homan. Row number 8, Laura Gerhardt and Nathan Wenzel. Row 9, Dylan Zulo and Aaron Parsons. All alone on the final row will be Ted Lee. Field making their way through turns 3 and 4. Pace car is in. Green flags in the air. We are underway here at Southern National. Oh, lap 1 quickly in the books, and a big slide. Oh, and we're under caution already. Looks like trouble for Jarek Evans. Looks like Dylan Zulo may also have had an issue. But let's see. Let's take a look. Got to pull down the timing tower here so we don't cause anybody any flashing graphics issues. Trying to get there, but this place is, they get around here so quick. Makes it very, very difficult for us to keep up with the replays here. Let's pick up. There we go. Let's see. Seeing the caution is out, and Laura Gerhardt very slow down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Oh, there it is. Jarek Evans just spun around on the front straightaway. Did not see an incident reported for that car. But Jarek Evans is on pit lane along with Dylan Zullo. Dylan Vilashinsky looks like he, unfortunately, may have had a connection issue. That car not showing as having started this race, and that is an 11 position drop. He was up inside the top 10. And quite frankly, going to be a pretty big I-rating hit, too. Dylan Vilashinsky carrying the number 5 into tonight's race. So lap 2 under the first caution of the night here for the iRacing Sprint Car Cup from Southern National Motorsports Park. Several years ago, we ran a little 500 here that was wild, is the only way to say it. I think I was on play-by-play duties for it, and it was every bit of the real-world Little 500. It was just chaos everywhere, cars making green flag pit stops, just insane stuff going on. Dylan saying the game froze after qualifying. What a heartbreaker there as we go back to green flag racing. Field now single file, but good bout a little bit further back. Pick up Andre Castro. He gets around James Nunn. Oh, but a big dive. Oh my goodness, who was that? That was the 12 and Nunn. Oh, there's the contact. Nunn's going to go around. Oh, and I think Derek Love's in the middle of it. He is. Derek Love parked up against one of those race cars. Finally, they start to get them unhooked. These cars still backing into each other. God, that was a mess in turn number 3. And now D-Love going to have to come down pit lane. Not an ideal start to this race for Derek Love. Let's take a look here and see what we can find on the replays here. That was a mess. Drivers meeting turn 4. 8-10 cars going to be involved in that one. Let's see. Let's go back and find our race leader here. That's going to be Tracy Penner. I love the comment. Synod's checking in saying, Dylan, get back in there. You might not lose that much ground. That's exactly what he did. Dylan Vilashinsky is back in the race car. Man, I keep forgetting to turn the timing tower on and off. You guys are just going to have to live with watching the timing tower spin here. Basically, what's going on is the way iRacing scores caution laps not counting is if you crash, you get an EOL penalty. So, iRacing records a crash for every car when they cross the start-finish line. It's an ugly way to do it, but basically, if everybody gets an EOL penalty, then the next time the leader comes around, they'll be back to being the leader again. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing here. Great start for Tracy Penner, and we are down to not many cars left on the lead lap and left on the racing surface at this point. This race could go by in a big-time hurry now. Slide back here a little bit, pick up Todd Taylor. He's going to have Jonathan Letourneau up underneath the back bumper. Now separated by about a car length and a half off of turn number 4. Jarek Evans is checking in the comments saying, Jarek Evans can't drive. That's awesome. Gromsky checking in, giving us a little bit of love here. These broadcast graphics are top tier. Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate the kind words. Tracy Petter has checked out and is gone at the front of the field, leading Jeffrey Stanton by 0.8 of a second. It's another 0.6 back to Josh Batista, 0.4 back to Andre Castro in fourth. Todd Taylor, another 0.7 of a second back. If you like what you're seeing, give this a like and a share. I mean, yes, there's all the super chats and all that stuff down there. If you want to do that, go right ahead. But help the channel out. Give it a like. Give it a share. We appreciate it. At least if you think we've earned it anyway. How about Dylan Milashinsky? Making up some ground, coming around Dylan Zulo. He's only 30 seconds back of the race leader. But at the rate everybody has been wrecking out, Milashinsky is only one spot away from finishing this race inside the top 10. As it stands right now, 12 cars remain on the racing surface. Evan Roy, Ronald Gibbons, Laura Gerhardt, James Nunn, Derek Love, Chad Weirman, Jarek Evans, all out of the race or in their pit boxes. Let's see who we got to look at here. Let's pick, all right. I like this battle. Jeffrey Stanton, Josh Batista, Andre Castro battling for the, well, I guess second, third, and fourth positions. Let's go on board the old CarQuest cage cam. We're calling it the Exorcist cam because this thing will spin around and do donuts here. Josh Batista gets you the look back at Andre Castro. The car gets a little bit wiggly off at turn at number 4 that time. Castro not making up much ground, but Batista starting to close in on Jeffrey Stanton. Field already working, lap number 19 of 60, just 42 laps to go. And there you see race leader Tracy Petter already putting a couple of lap cars between himself and Jeffrey Stanton. Oh, this car is so twitchy. See Batista trying to get around the lap car here. Oh man, that's going to be a little bit tight with the lap machine there. That's going to be the number 18 of Ted Lee. Allows Andre Castro to make up a little bit of ground. Oh, God, I love watching the twitch in these race cars. You can see it. The whole horizon shifts. It just starts to, like, pitch left. Or actually, yaw left is probably the right word. Jeffrey Stanton may have caught a piece of the outside wall that time. Field rapidly approaching the halfway point here. It's been only 10 minutes into this race. Batista and Castro both making up some heavy ground here on Jeffrey Stanton. The challenge is going to be getting past Stanton. You know what? We haven't given you guys one of these in a little while. Y'all at home, go ahead, crank the audio up here, and we'll get you the cool shots. between Josh Batista and Jeffrey Stanton. Castro's got a fantastic look at it. Looking out the front end of Castro's cars, he's going to have Josh Batista hanging right up on his outside. Batista tucks back in line, thought we might see a crossover. Oh man, he just goes way hard into turn number 1. And Dylan Zullo is the lap car that's right behind Batista. Man, seeing the flames shooting out the tailpipes and everything here. There's the look at Batista, but you swing around and Jeffrey Stanton's right there as well. Castro having that look down to the inside, but really going to be making Jeffrey Stanton work here to hold on to that position, and Castro able to clear. Put Andre Castro up to position number 2. Looks like Laura Gerhardt getting back out onto the racetrack. She will pick up at least a couple of positions. As this race now down to just 20 laps to go and only 13 minutes in. These are going to go by in a big-time hurry, too. Castro opening up a little bit of a gap here on Stanton. Jeffrey may have worn out the right front of that car a little bit. Well, maybe not. Yeah, a little bit. You saw almost a push on corner entry where he got up to kind of the midpoint of the corner, but he's also the guy, he likes to diamond the corners off here. While this has been going on, Tracy Petter's got the lead out to 7.4 seconds. Castro going to look inside the lap car. Stanton trying to grab a little bit of gravity there. Oh, baby, big wiggle for Josh Batista off in turn 4 that time. And now the lap cars are running side by side just up ahead. And kind of the same, similar deal there, I think, for Josh Batista. May have just burnt the tires up ever so slightly here, but Andre Castro making a triumphant return to the iRacing Sprint Car Cup. Stanton got a great exit off the corner that time, not able to do anything with it. Castro running a really nice defensive line, kind of forcing Stanton into backing up, and he's going to have to just absolutely dive bomb him into the corner. Oh, it's Stanton right to the left rear tire. He does it again into turn 1. Now inside of 10 to go, and Batista's the guy on the charge. Another really good fight back here. Well, okay, the timing says it's a good fight, but they're a little bit spread out here. Let's stick with Castro, Stanton, and Batista. That was Taylor, Letourneau, and Wenzel that we were looking at, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, a huge slide for Stanton down the backstretch. May have caught the exit, the outside retaining wall, exiting turn number 2. Grobski a couple of minutes ago saying, this is awesome. Yeah, like Sidon said, it's like this every week. In fact, check out the sprint cars. Or Silver Crowns on Monday nights. They're pretty crazy, too. If you're interested in driving something crazy, the TNT Special Events Series coming up in a couple of weeks. Shoot the page a message. If you're interested, leave a comment. But 5 classes of cars on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway at the same time. The Vintage Indy is wild. And we're going to have, that's May 18th. May 17th, the Carbonite Classic. Sprint cars, Silver Crowns, USF Pro, and USF 2000. Oh, there's a wreck down the front stretch! Oh, and Castro's in it, so's Batista! Caution flag is out with 3 to go! Oh, no! Trouble on the racetrack, and several of your front contending drivers are in it. Show you the NRN replay here. Pick up Castro. It was a couple of lap cars just up ahead. They make contact down the front stretch. Castro gets a piece. Batista spins. And they're still wrecking, trying to get the cars squared up. But now, where is that going to leave Josh Batista and Andre Castro? Tracy Petter will be the race leader. And now it's a matter of where iRacing timing and scoring is going to put everyone. And guess what? This race must end under green. It's a green-white checker finish coming up here for the iRacing Sprint Car Cup. We haven't had one of these in a hot minute. I think the order will be Petter, Batista, Stanton, and Castro. That's at least what it looks like. They're the only 4 cars on the lead lap right now. And the lights are out. Yeah, it's Petter, Batista, Stanton, Castro. The top 4 are going to have a shot. Tracy Petter had a 7+ second lead coming to the white flag. And the caution flies with a lap and a half to go. Petter quickly to the loud pedal. He's checking out once again. You got to get back to see the white flag. Then the next flag will end it. Stanton having to look on Batista. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go. Stanton may have cleared Batista. He does off at turn number 2. Big slide. They're both banging off the wall. Off at turn number 4, checkered flag in the air. Tracy Petter gets the win. Jeffrey Stanton holds on for second. Josh Batista's going to round out the podium. Oh my goodness, what a finish here at Southern National. There's Tracy Petter, your race winner, and he go. I'm done. Park it. Load it up, boys. We're getting the hell out of here. What a show. Todd Taylor having an issue in turn 4 of the white flag lap. Oh my goodness, what a show. Let's take a look at your race results. Petter over Stanton, Batista, and Castro. Those top 4 cars, the only one on the lead lap. Nathan Wenzel and Jonathan Letourneau back through 6. Both of those cars 1 lap down. 2 laps behind the race winner, Richard Homan in 7th, Todd Taylor in the 8th position. Dylan Vilashinsky 3 laps down. He's inside the top 10. Great run, Dylan. Aaron Parsons comes home in position number 10. Dylan Zullo 11th, 4 laps down. And then everybody else having pretty big issues early in this race. That includes Ted Lee, Evan Roy, Ronald Gibbons, Laura Gerhart, James Nunn, Derek Love, Chad Weirma, and Jarek Evans. What a tough break for Derek Love. Getting caught up in that early incident, I would guess picked up a meatball because he headed straight to pit lane. But now, let's do some victory lane interviews here. Let's see. Who are we going to talk to first? Let's talk to Tracy Petter, our race winner tonight. And Tracy, I would imagine a little frustrated seeing that caution with 2 to go.
Not really. I knew my car could go the whole race hard the whole time since I did the 7 o'clock.
Well, yeah, and that was one of those things that with how this place runs, you're kind of in that, as the leader, you know if you get the jump, they're just not going to have enough time to catch you.
Yeah, it was not a lot of time. What is it, like 20 seconds? You're around there, done.
Yeah, that's it. 20 seconds, you're around done. What is the secret sauce to getting this sprint car dialed in here? Maybe not the state secrets, but it seems like you have this car figured out so good on these little bull ring type tracks. It's just awesome to watch you.
Really trying to make sure you get your it's hard to explain. It's like, I like to call it like a tight loose. Like, you really want the car to be like tight on throttle, but you need it loose through entry to center. And there's just like one big thing is like the track bar. I always put it all the way down, no matter what, at every track, because it makes it easier to get on throttle. That's one big one right there.
Well, you know what? I appreciate that. I will put that one into the deck of cards for the Carb Night Classic we're going to have coming up here next weekend with the sprint cars. But, man, just fun run. Congratulations on the win, picking up, leading every lap, and getting a pretty decent win here tonight. Before we let you go, though, do all those big sponsor plugs and shout-outs for us.
Yeah, shout out to you guys, of course, for doing the broadcast, and shout out to EPA and SRS.
All right, brother. Well, thank you much. Appreciate you coming to hang out with us here, and let's see, we'll drag Tracy out. We will drag in our runner-up finisher, Mr. Jeffrey Stanton. Jeffrey, congratulations on the podium tonight. You've had a lot going on. Just life is lifing right now for you. But, man, that's got to feel good. Running hard with Josh and Andre throughout this race and coming home with a second-place finish. Nice little confidence boost for you there, buddy.
Yeah, I had no confidence coming in tonight. I feel bad for Andre. He got just messed up so damn bad. I feel bad for Andre there. It's nice racing with him again in his car. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's fun to see some of the names coming back that we haven't seen in a while. And quite frankly, seeing a lot of names that we don't usually see in this car. What do you think here? You're the community manager for the Sprints and the Silver Crowns. What are we seeing here? It's like a resurgence of 2 cars coming back from the dead, it feels like.
I truly hope so. These cars are so much fun. I hope more people can give it a shot.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Can we hopefully see you next weekend in our Carb Night Classic shenanigans or the Vintage Indy out at the Speedway?
As far as those TNT events, I can't commit anything. If I'm around, I'll try.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Jeffrey Stanton, one of the best in the sprint cars and the Silver Crowns. We'll give you the whole rundown on those in just a couple of minutes, though. Jeffrey, congratulations on the podium here, and do all those sponsor plugs and shout-outs before we let you out of here.
Yep, want to thank Napa Rockwell. Everyone else supports me, and y'all for broadcasting, as always.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you much. We appreciate the kind words from you there. And now let's bring in Josh Batista. Oh, he turned off the noisemakers here. Josh Batista usually has something fun for us here. How were you able to bring that car home in third position? Because you had great battle with Jeffrey and Andre. There were cars wrecking. You spun. It was like all hell broke loose there with 1 to go.
Yeah, 1 to go. Coming to the line there, I just went full send, and thank God it barely stuck to the line because that was not good. I wanted that second place so bad. And that other wreck there with Andre and them, I don't know what happened with the lappers, but they slowed down the straightaway, and then we were like, oh shit, where do we go?
Oh shit, where do we go? And I guess you kind of got lucky with it because you didn't really make contact. And How does that set up for that kind of two-to-go shootout? Because Tracy can control the start. Jeffrey's in react mode. Are you watching Tracy or are you watching Jeffrey in that situation?
Oh, I was definitely watching Trace. I was looking in my mirror, and once he went, I floored it, and since me spinning, I guess it roasted the tires, and I was spinning tires all the way down that straightaway. Like I left in my mirror, I left tire marks down the whole front straightaway.
Oh, we've got you yard sailing the car after the checkered flag in super slow-mo, too. That is a thing of beauty. Man, congratulations on the podium. Another good finish for you this season in that Red Ream Rocket. Before we let you go there, do all the other sponsor plugs and shout-outs you want to get in here.
Yeah, I got to thank Ream, Jeffrey Payne Dakar, you guys putting the broadcast, and everybody watching. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you much. We appreciate you coming to hang out with us here, Josh. And, man alive, I love it. Batista will just absolutely junk the thing as soon as he crosses the start-finish line. iRating and everything else be damned. But now, gosh, time for us to get off the air here, at least in a moment anyway. Tonight's regularly scheduled TNT race has moved to next week. We talked about it a little bit last night on the show. Check out all the details on that one late in the race. There's a charity event going on for a friend of the National Racing Network, Nate Siefker, who was just ugly story of what happened to Nate out in Denver, Colorado about a week or so ago, I guess. But because of that, a lot of the TNT guys are running that, so they push back their schedule. The TNT race from Richmond will air next Tuesday night, May 14th, 9:45 p.m. Eastern, following the sprint cars at IRP. And the season finale will move back 1 week as well to May 21st. That means our next show coming up on the air here will be Thursday night, the USF Pro Cars at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course. That race is going to be spectacular. Draft Fest, board flat racetrack just about. Every bit of car control that these guys can muster. You don't want to miss that one. That will be Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Coming up tomorrow night, if you're interested, not on the air, but on the iRacing platform, a test session for the Carb Night Classic that the TNT Special Event Series is running. That race will run Friday, May 17th, but we're going to test some things out tomorrow night. The Sprint Car, the Silver Crown, the USF Pro PM18, and the USF 2000, all on Indianapolis Raceway Park at the same time. It is going to be just abject insanity. We follow that race up with, I believe now, the fourth running of the TNT Special Events Series Vintage Indy. The entire history of IndyCar basically represented as closely as we can on the iRacing platform on the hallowed grounds of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway at the same time. The DW12, the modern-ish Indy car, but not the new one with the aero screen and everything on it, that car will top 240 miles an hour into Turn 1 and Turn 3. The IR05, the crap wagon era of IndyCar, the late IRL years, will be running in that. The Lotus 79, representing the 1980s Indy cars, we'll say late 70s, early 80s, just crazy amounts of downforce and a blast to drive. That usually is the car that I run. The Lotus 49, representing that kind of Jim Clark rear-engine revolution era of the 1960s, and the iRacing pavement sprint car. The Sprint and the Lotus 49 make their lap times almost identically, but they do it completely differently. The Sprint car can't drive in a straight line, but it corners like all get out. The Lotus 49 is dog slow down the straightaways. It's dog slow down the straightaways and squirrely as all hell through the corners. It is crazy to watch these guys battle. Ton of fun. You can check out all the information. Message the page, drop us a comment. We'll get you hooked up here to hang out with us on the TNT Special Event Series. But with that, time for us to get the heck on out of here. For everybody here at the National Racing Network that makes these shows happen, my name is Chris Graham. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll talk to you all soon. Have a great night, everybody.